Hello and welcome to another Bushwhacker review. Today we are going to be taking a look at Dale Jarrett's Interstate Batteries Daytona 500 winning Chevy from 1993. As always, take a quick look at the box. This is part of the Daytona 500 50 years collection, so you do have that very nice looking box. As you can see, the entire background of the box is the front stretch at Daytona. Got number 18, Dale Jarrett's signature. Daytona 500 50 years, the Great American Race, 2008. Got a couple pictures of Dale in Victory Lane at Daytona. On this side of the box, you got number 18, Interstate Batteries, Dale Jarrett's signature again, Daytona 500 50 years again. Got a black and white photo of Dale in front of his car sitting on the front stretch at Daytona. See, they made a total of 780 of these things. Action Platinum Series, 2008. Got the same stuff on this side of the box. Got some copyright and such, number 18, Interstate Batteries. And you, of course, have your copyright and such on the bottom of the box. But anyways, let's get down to the car itself. Those iconic original Joe Gibbs Racing colors. So iconic that Kyle Busch, for his Darlington throwback in 2016, threw back to this car for Joe Gibbs Racing's 25th anniversary. Definitely very nice to see that car back. The reason I have that car is practically the reason why I bought this car. But anyways, let's do a quick 360 of this car. That classic Lumina, which wasn't exactly the most popular race car ever, bless NASCAR. But it's always fun to get die-cast of some of these random old cars. I always like the overly boxy way this, Lumina looked. It's honestly surprising that how iconic this car is, that there's really not many ways to get this car. This is like the only good die-cast way to get this old Joe Gibbs Racing paint scheme. I think there's a Revel of it, but one of those really early 90s cheap Revels. But anyways, let's get down to sponsors. On the hood, you have Interstate Batteries, Chevy Lumina, number 18. Got the two NFL logos on either edge of the hood. Down the side, you got Interstate Batteries. You got MBNA and Wix filters. You got a nice big shell. Mac Tools, Marriott, and DuPont. Got Nestle on the C post, and got another shell on the B post. Just have your regular old contingencies, does have Winston Cup and Busch Beer and all that. Back when there was actually a crap load of contingencies. Now we have like 3, but people still complain when there's like an NBC logo next to them. But anyways, on the back you have Interstate, number 18, and a Chevy bow tie. Got a big, huge food logo on the deck lid of this car. This is number 602. Got the same stuff down the other side as usual. Let's take a look under the hood, which is a little bit loose. See, it just has your Daytona 500 50 years logo that was on the underside of the hood of all these 50th anniversary cars. There's the engine detail if you want to see that. Take a look under the deck lid. Got your typical fuel cell and such back there. This was before roof flaps. There was 1994 when they gave us roof flaps. What year was that? I have to look that up now. It was either 93 or 94, come to think of it. Or was it 94 after Neil Bonnet flipped a Talladega in 93, maybe? I don't know. But anyways, there's the underside of the car if you want to see that. Pretty nice detail. I love how this has the little, bumper bar, whatever you want to call that, back here. That's a detail that they really do not put on cars very often, so the fact that they actually added this right on top of the base for this Lumina mold is pretty cool. This car is honestly pretty hard to get, probably because it is the classic Joe Gibbs Racing color, and Kyle Busch running the throwback made people want it even more, but this is one of the rarer Daytona 500 50 years cars. Because there's some of those that kind of lay around you can easily get, then there's ones like this one, or the Sterling Marlin Kodak car that are just really hard to get, Davey Allison's car, the old Benny Parsons car. Some of them are rarer than others. It was definitely a very cool set. They kind of ruined it by making modern cars, but just clean versions of modern cars. This is 2008, they made Kevin Harvick's Shell Pennzoil one in this line. Literally his primary from the year before, that they're still using this year, a clean version of his primary that was probably in clearance bins across the country. Whose idea was that? They also made Jimmy Johnson's 2006 one, just another plain Jimmy Johnson primary paint scheme, clean. They made Dale Jr.'s Born on Date car again, clean. Why? Maybe that's why, Kevin Harvick's 2007 Daytona 500 isn't even that rare, even though it's a really beat-up, awesome raced version, but I don't know. It's definitely a cool idea. I kind of hope they do something like this again, but maybe actually give us race versions. You know, have it have the damage, the dirt, all that, like they're kind of doing now with classic cars. Which they at least did give us one of Jeff Gordon's old rainbow raced versions from the Daytona 500. I think I reviewed that a couple years ago. But hopefully they do something better. But this was still a cool line. Pretty much anything before, like, you know, back when you got into like the 90s and before is when these cars actually got kind of cool. Because most of the 2000s onward were just re-releases of stuff we can easily get already. But like I said, you're going to have trouble finding this car if you want it. It took me a couple years to get this car, honestly. But I think that's pretty much all there is to say. This has been a review of Dale Jarrett's Interstate Batteries Daytona 500 winning Chevy from 1993. Hope you enjoyed, and thanks for watching.